So again, back with some more Valiant Thor facts. Since some people still believe that Valiant Thor is real, regardless that I said that Frank Ernest Strange's Valiant Thor is fake, I also said that Phil Schneider's Valiant Thor is a hoax also. And this is why. Let's listen first, okay? So I'm gonna first put the video and you listen.
Here helping us. Like that picture, I have a picture, let me reach for it here. I have a picture of one of the aliens been working for the United States Pentagon for the last 58 years.
And after this,
Val Valiant Thor.
I'm gonna show you guys the photograph right now.
Here. There's my father in the background. This whole place, the ready room of the USS Eldridge, Al Bielek has probably explained, or maybe even shown you this picture. There's a list of some of the notable people in it. They're all the atomic bomb scientists of the day, all the time variant experimentalists of the day, all the top physicists of that particular day. This was in August of 1943. Now this guy has not changed one iota in 58 years. Started work, he came here, crashed here or whatever, whether he's under duress or not. He started work for our U.S. Navy and military operations in 1937, either 37 or 38 is what I've been told. But for 58 years, this man's been employed, probably under duress. If you don't do as we say, we're just going to use you for alien bait or something, I don't know. But anyway, he basically hasn't changed. He lives for 490 years, is what he says his lifespan is. Now, he's supposedly a semi-benevolent, he's a human-looking type person. He has 6 fingers and 6 toes, and he's got one oversized heart, one lung, giant lung. His blood vessels are bigger. He's got copper oxide for blood, similar to an octopus. His brain capacity, 300 centimeters greater than ours. He has a thinking capacity, IQ, if you were to measure it, be totally off the scale, be about a 1200 IQ. He speaks 100 languages fluently, alien as well as others. He's a remarkable person. I had a chance to meet him one time.
Now, what I want to say about that is this. I'm sure you guys clearly heard everything he said, right? I would ask all of you to examine every single YouTube basically lecture that you see of Mr. Phil Schneider, okay? And you will see that he will keep changing this Val Valiant Thor's description every single time, okay? He will either say he's 6 feet tall, but then he says he's 8 feet tall on a different lecture, okay? Then we're talking about the 6 fingers things, right? Okay, remember guys, he doesn't just show that photograph that he's holding in his hand, which I'm going to show you briefly. That's not the only photo he showed. He showed 2 photographs, all right, of this Val Valiant Thor individual. So what I want you guys to see is go to YouTube like we all do, right? Look for all the videos that you see of Phil Schneider, all right? Listen to all of them, even if it takes hours, because of course those videos are long. So I encourage you all to examine the facts. Like I said, in one video he says Valiant Thor has 2 hearts, 1 giant-sized lung, and then he goes on some other stuff. But then, as you just heard him on this video, right, this lecture, which is a different lecture, he's saying 1 giant heart. See? He switches, guys. He switches, okay? When someone is really, like, contradicting themselves constantly, clearly he's lying, all right? Whether he was lying about the alien artifacts that he was showing, I have no idea. But think about it for a second. You have alien technology in your hands, right? Wouldn't you want people to believe you? All you have to do is show the people, which he did, but he didn't really let you handle them. Okay? So if you're claiming that those artifacts that you were showing were extraterrestrial artifacts, then why not show people in demonstration? Like, for instance, he had one thin skin that he was talking about from an alien spaceship, but then he didn't demonstrate how you couldn't bend it or anything, or bend it and it'll go back into its original size, okay? So, I don't know what you guys want to keep believing, all right? Let me show you the photograph. And yes, I know that's his dad on the second row. But that does not validate that because he's showing this photograph right here, which I'm about to show you. Okay? Let's go slowly here. That's actually the second photo, but let me show you the first photo so you guys don't start going all nuts on me. Okay? Here we go right here. Okay? All right. Yes, I know this is his dad, Oscar Schneider. Yes, I know that, okay? I'm not dumb. I'm not an idiot. I know what's going on. But the reason that I was trying to pinpoint only this individual, Val Thor, right? Because according to Mr. Phil, he said that he has 6 fingers and 6 toes, right? Now, that's another thing. It's a rare disease on Earth. There are people born with 6 fingers and 6 toes, okay? And just because he's showing the picture of this guy, that does not necessarily mean that the guy is not from Earth. Okay? That there's no demonstration being shown on the photograph other than a man sitting down looking directly at the man who's speaking right here, as all of these people are doing. They're all looking at that gentleman who's speaking. So you figured, right? Okay, he's an extraterrestrial, advanced being. Wouldn't he be the one speaking, guys? Right? So you figure, why take the advice of a lower being when you are an advanced being and you have a IQ of over 1,200? You should be the one speaking in this little conference here. Okay? Now, let me show you the one that I just showed you, basically, all right, where we're going to see if the guy has 6 fingers. And as you will clearly see, the man does not have 6 fingers. Okay, this is the guy right here. It's the same guy over here. Same guy. All right. As you will see, all you got to do is look at Phil Schneider's videos and you'll see that this is the second photo of Val Valiant Thor he got, is this guy right here, who supposedly has either blonde hair or gray hair or whatever, right? And I'm going to show you whether he has 6 fingers. Clearly, you can see right here, he only has 4 fingers right here. All right? And then on the other photograph, you can see that he has his thumb. Now, you would be able to see an extra thumb on top of that thumb, right? Or am I the one delusional here, guys? Am I the one delusional here? Then, now if we comparing, like I said in my other videos, where Mr. Phil said that this guy was either 6 feet tall, and then in another lecture he says he's 8 feet tall. Well, if he's 8 feet tall, then this guy's a normal human being, so he's taller than him. Another thing I want to say is that Phil Schneider said he had the privilege of meeting the guy one time. Pay attention to what he said, right? You listen to what he said? Okay. Now, if you had the privilege of meeting that gentleman that is not from planet Earth, why the fuck would you not ask any questions? That doesn't make no sense. Okay? So as you guys saw, he was just rambling on about nothing. Instead of just saying, well, I talked to him about this, about that. I asked him certain questions. But the only thing he keep talking about is the guy's anatomy, which of course doesn't make sense. Why would anybody want to know about how many hearts they have or how many lungs they got? I don't care. That's not something for us to really care about. The most important thing that we, as human beings, are concerned about, we want to know about God. We want to know about the universe. We want to know how we got here. We want to know, how their technology works. Of course, if they're an advanced race, wouldn't you want to know all that? But no, you guys out there are going to sit there and say, I'm full of shit because, yeah, even though that you may not believe, of course, that the Frank stuff that I showed you guys, that you say, yeah, but the Phil Schneider's the real one. Listen, the Phil Schneider one is not possible to be a real one at all. And the reason being is because Frank Ernest Stranges is the first person, okay, to come out with the name Valiant Thor. No one else. And this is since 1960. Phil Schneider was what? He probably was not even born yet. Okay? And yeah, I heard when he said August of 1943. All right? But you know what? Here's something really funny, though. Well, it's not funny, but sometimes it's good to show you guys things because, it's basically a lot of people just don't believe, and it's all about tricksters that are out in this world. Now, I don't know if this is real, but I saw someone posting this, right? This photograph right here, and I was like, wow, well, that's a great match. Now, if you're going to see, as you can see, this guy and this guy both kind of look the same. Or maybe it's just me, right, guys? This guy's name right here is Dave Canterbury. And he's an older guy, of course. Let me look at my stuff real quick. According to what I just got, the man was born September 19 of 1963. Okay, so yes, I know that there's, right, according to you guys, because Phil Schneider said 1943, so there's no way it could be him, right? That's fine. But, when I saw this, I was kind of amazed by it because I was like, oh, wow, that is a perfect match in a way. Is it possible that they used, of course, that technique that I was talking about before? The technique which is manipulation of photographs. Yes, I know August C. Roberts didn't take that photo, and that's not what I'm saying. Please pay attention because, I don't like when people put words in my mouth when I'm telling you that I never said this guy was Womble. I never said that. Okay? You not once heard me in any of my videos say that this head right here, this gentleman, is Jesse J. Womble. I never said that. Okay, with that in mind, let's continue then. All right. And again, I'm saying this. Just because Phil Schneider's dad, okay, Oscar Schneider, was there, that does not mean that that guy is a Venusian. I'm sorry. And not only that, you guys are going to hear it from Phil Schneider's lecture in one of the lectures on YouTube. Like I said, you got to examine all of it, guys, okay? And you're going to see for yourself. You're going to hear him say that people said that this gentleman's supposed to be from Venus, right? A Venusian. But he's actually saying that he's from the Pleiades, is what he said. That's what Phil Schneider said. That's not what I said. So just pay attention to what I'm saying, okay? Because I know a lot of you get all worked up and, you're basically trying to make it seem like I just have this crazy vendetta or I'm full of it. And no, I'm not the one that's full of it, guys, okay? You are the guys out there that believe everything you hear. It's basically you don't examine things for yourselves. I was part of that group of people that did that before. Because like I said, I was curious about the Valiant Thor story that Frank Ernest Strangers brought forth. I was like, oh, wow, if that's real, then, that's interesting if it is real, And that's why I decided to look into that story to see if it was real. The Phil Schneider one, it was the easiest one for me to just declare it a hoax because, again, let's say if it was Phil Schneider who was the man who came out in 1960 and said that Val Valiant Thor is real and showed us his photograph, maybe I would have believed it. But again, you guys are missing the point of what I'm saying. There is no demonstration being shown by you just looking at this gentleman. All he's doing is looking at the guy that's talking, as everyone else in that room is doing. Okay? That doesn't validate that this man is a Venusian or an alien at all. It does not. So, again, I can say it's the same thing as Frank Ernest Stranger's pictures, where, once again, you can walk around with these pictures, but if you don't show modern day photographs of the gentleman that you claim is not from Earth, then you're saying it's wrong for me to not believe that? So if I say that I don't want to believe it, simply because all they kept doing was walking around with the same photographs, but not new ones, by the way. That's what I'm saying here. Not new photos, but they want to keep showing the same old photos over and over and over. But then you guys are going to believe it, right? But then I'm wrong for saying that sounds like horseshit. See? But I don't understand that. You guys heard Phil Schneider said it himself in that lecture you just heard me play, where he said he had the privilege of meeting that man one time. He also continues by saying that Valiant Thor does not shake hands, but then I don't understand. You got the privilege of talking to this dude who's not from Earth and you didn't ask questions? That doesn't make sense. You would think he would have said it at his lectures, that he asked several questions, to satisfy his, his curiosity. But no, he just goes on about the guy's anatomy and, like if, people give a fuck about that. I don't. But hey, like I said, everyone's different, right, guys? Everyone's different. We all hold to knowledge in whatever way we want. We hold to whatever truth we believe, right? All I'm saying, guys, is that this story also doesn't make sense because, once again, examine all the YouTube videos, different lectures of Phil Schneider, different ones, okay? And you will see that he contradicts everything when it comes to the Val Valiant Thor guy. Everything. Because he doesn't have 6 fingers. He doesn't have a spacesuit on, which of course he claimed. Because that's what he says in his lectures. He said that the guy walks around in a spacesuit. But as you guys can clearly see, that's not a spacesuit. That's a normal clothes. Human clothes. Oh, but you guys are going to be out there saying, oh, it's invisible. You can't see it. Right, dummies? That's exactly what you guys are going to say. Oh, it's an invisible suit that, no one can see and so he can breathe better. And come on, guys. Come on, man. I'm not saying that I know everything, but come on, guys. You got to reason with some things, okay? You have to reason with some things. And again, it's your choice to believe or not believe. I'm not trying to make people believers, That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to point out certain things that, that puts red flags on these stories. That's all I'm doing. See, and then you guys made me come back and do another video when I just said I was done with all this for now, simply because I felt that I covered every single thing, which I did, on this Valiant Thor story, or Val Valiant Thor, okay? I covered the whole story. There is nothing else that I could say about this other than, once again, Phil Schneider made it look, as you guys just heard, okay, that this being, who's advanced, mind you, right, that we were basically holding him prisoner on Earth. Do as what we say or we'll feed you as alien bait. Basically, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying, basically, right? And then he's saying the guy crash landed here or whatever. How would you not have a definite answer to how did that guy come here? You had the privilege of meeting him, but you couldn't question him about how he got here? You couldn't question him about other technologies? That doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't. And then, why didn't he take a picture with the guy? Or something like that, too, But again, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to force anyone to believe what I'm saying. You can believe whatever you want. I am just pointing out things that you guys are trying to make it seem as though I'm the one who's delusional here, when I know I'm not. Okay? We know this is Oscar Schneider right here. Yes, I am aware of that. And he really was in the military because I looked it up. Yes. But what I'm saying is, this is not no goddamn alien from outer space. I just don't believe that. Because just showing me a photograph without any type of evidence, I just can't believe it. And once again, I can tell you all day about the artifacts that Phil Schneider was talking about. At first, I was like, because he got my attention when I first saw those videos. And I was kind of believing it, But again, he didn't really let people handle them. That's the thing I don't get. Or he didn't make any demonstrations where, to show these supposed things were alien technology artifacts. That was not enough proof for me. I'm sorry. He was just, and yes, I'm aware about his death of 1996, where supposedly they found a holes around his neck. Yeah, that is kind of strange, and I agree with that. Was he really telling the truth? Possibly. Possibly, okay, guys? He might have been telling the truth about some things, but everything? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's why I only covered the Valiant Thor story, because I figured that he kept saying different things every single lecture about this Val Valiant Thor. But, if you met a gentleman and you already know a little about him, you would say the same thing constantly, but he did not. He changed every time he made a different lecture. But, hey, anyways, if you like this video, give me a like. If you don't like it, give me a dislike. And I'll catch you the next time. Subscribe if you like.